All right, let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try that. Go ahead, say something, buddy.
You can hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hold on. Hold on.
All right, let's try that. Let's try that. Let's try that. Go ahead, say something, buddy.
You can hear me now?
Okay. So, all right. We're live.
We're live right now.
Yes, we are. We're live right now. How you doing, folks? Hey, how you doing? All right. Thank you for joining us. We're pucking deep. Hey, Perlo, why don't you send out a tweet?
Okay.
Can you do that? Can you go onto the website and grab the link?
Did you put it out on Twitter already?
No, no. You're gonna have to go to the website and grab the link.
Okay.
Hold on. Here, let me do it. I'll send it to you in the chat here. Okay. There you go.
That's all right. I got it.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Puck in Deep. Thank you all very
Yeah.
much for hopping on and tuning in and checking us out here. We're sorry about some of the technical things here. We're just trying to work through some stuff here. So, thank you
Yeah.
for being patient. So, here we are, man, live streaming Puck in Deep. We got the great Pearlo Wisdom. How you doing, Pearlo?
Good, buddy. Yeah. It's been. I'm itching. I'm itching.
I'm
I'm
telling
itching
you,
for
man,
some.
we're getting close here, people. Okay,
I,
seriously, we're getting close. I mean, we're rookie camps are over. Training camps have started now for all teams. We're in the throes of preseason, right? So
preseason games. Yeah.
exactly, right? So I mean, there's hockey being played out there. So woo, we're only a couple of weeks away from official puck
Yeah.
drop. So, on this show, we are going to dive into the deep end of the ice, and we're going to be talking about all different things, all things related NHL. Okay?
Yes,
So,
sir.
this show is going to cover the entire league. We don't have any favoritism per se.
Not on the show, anyways.
Not on the show anyway, right? You know what I mean. We're going to offer objective opinions about every team in the league, and we're going to offer different stories and different storylines that we're paying attention to. Maybe we think you guys should be paying attention to as well. So thank you very much for hopping on and joining us here on this live stream. We'll be trying to do this as often as we can, especially with Puck in Deep, the new show. Be looking for a channel coming out soon. Be looking for a new website coming out soon with a whole new page dedicated to Puck in Deep. And with yours truly, along with the great Perlo, who is part of the Ice Guys, who is
Yes,
the
sir.
The best North American capping site in the land. Got to go
Yeah,
check them guys out. Getting started with the season here real soon, real soon. So
yeah.
get started, get rolling. Here we go. So, Perlo, we're reaching into the basket here and we're pulling out a team to review
Yes,
or
sir.
preview or
Hmm.
whatever you want to call it. So,
Preview. Yeah, I've been calling it season previews. I have some on my site on my channel before I started this channel, so I've been putting stuff out there if you want to check it out. But the Philadelphia Flyers is what we're looking at today.
ooh, okay.
Um, yeah, we're gonna take a look at new Talkit led Philadelphia Flyers with their brand new spanking Trevor Zegras and uh
Building the Flyer way.
yeah. Well, yeah. And see how project what's going to happen now that Tortorella's out. We have uh, we have a new look in Rick Tocchet, and a little bit of a new look team as well. So yeah, what do you think? What are you thinking with Philadelphia so far this summer and the
Well,
preview? Like,
I,
what have they? What do you like what they've done?
I like what they've done as far as stocking the cupboards.
Okay.
Okay, the last 2 years, especially 2025 draft, they've really drafted size and character and centers. Okay, right? Let's face it, they need centers. And but they drafted like size and character type guys. Okay, which fit into the Tocket type mold. You right? You know what I mean? And so, and either way you slice it, even if Tockett's the coach there or not, I think those type of character and size players are going to go a long way no matter who's coaching, right? Because let's face it, it's easier to fire a coach than it is to fire 23 players.
Right.
So if you get size and character guys now in a couple years when they're ready to start playing for the big club, hey. But I like what they've been doing as far as that. They're building the flyer way, which is what I alluded to earlier. And that is they're doing it through the draft. They're doing it like the way every other successful team has done it. Okay? Uh, you look at every team, the Tampa Bays, the Colorados, right? All the Floridas. All you have to do is look at their blueprint for how they've built teams. And Philadelphia is finally, jumped on the bandwagon, I guess, and said, "Hey, maybe we should do it this way." you know.
Right.
So I still have a lot of concerns with Philadelphia this year. Goaltending being number uno one thing with Philadelphia. I am still not sold on their goaltending. What they got, even though they went out and got Vladar, and they did trade Fedotov for a sixth rounder for next year. But now you're going to bring in Kozlov to be the guy down in the Phantoms probably. And Bjornsson, their pick from 2022, is going to be up. And so it's Arison and Vladar that I have a lot of question marks with that for Philadelphia. Their defense still is suspect, and their power play just is atrocious. So you would think that they'd have only anywhere to go but up with the power play, but in the last 4 years they haven't been able to get out of the basement in the power play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tortorella is one of those coaches that doesn't like to practice power play too much because he says it makes it too predictable. And he's right. Their power play was very predictable. That's why it sucked. Uh, but in the sense that it was unpredictable. It was unpredictable, but it was predictable at the same time because there is no originality that I saw when watching the Philadelphia Flyers power play. I
Okay.
don't buy into that. Me, I love Torts, but I don't really buy into that philosophy. It came from like Keenan. It's one of the few old school ideas that he still holds on to, and I don't really find it to be effective. But yeah, I think yeah, you brought up some really good points there. There's a there's a lot of bones to this team that I like. Like I like Tyson Forrester a lot. Matvey Michkov is a great offensive player, and Travis Konechny is a great offensive player. The thing I'm going to be interested to see with Rick Tocchet, and I'm surprised this didn't happen with Tortorella, but with Rick Tocchet, honestly, people say, "Well, it's gonna." I've heard people say that Philadelphia is going to be able to open up more. Well, I don't know what you watched about Rick Tocchet, but he never did that before. Rick Tocchet's system relies heavily on forwards outmanning the opposition in the corners with their defense. So
Listen to what this man is saying, okay?
so if you're a Konechny and you're floating out by the red line, he's going to lose his mind, man. I'm serious. This guy is going to lose his mind. It's not it's you can take some risks. He doesn't mind that taking risks
Right.
to bring offense out,
Yeah.
but but in the offensive zone, you have to be smart enough to know when you're going to be able to make it back for your spots. And if you're not doing it after you get back to your spot and there's puck possession, he's actually a high risk coach. He doesn't mind you breaking. He doesn't mind you breaking the zone and doing long passes and stuff like that. It's okay. It's the for the possession part. He's very specific on that. So these guys are going to have to rethink their games a
You
lot,
know,
and he's not going to take no for an answer. Rick
you
Tocchet does not take no for an answer when it comes to that. His idea is, look, I'll let you guys take your risks in the offensive zone because you're skilled, or take your risks. I mean, take your risks in the neutral zone, and I'll let you break out and get some speed. I'll give that to you, but you got to be in your spots to start the play. And if you're not, he's gonna get all over you. So that's going to be interesting to see. The good news is they got two guys on the second line that are very good at that: Tyson Forster and Owen Tippett. Both excellent at that, and they're young too, so that's
oh
really good.
yeah.
They're young. They were youngest. Tippett's about 26 years old, but they're very good. But then you brought in Trevor Zegras. Oh boy. Um, I think right now, okay, this is what I know about Trevor Zegras. Trevor Zegras is a fun character. If this guy's not having fun at what he does, he's going to shut right down.
Yeah, I
He's that
got you.
type of guy.
Yeah, I
You know
got
what
you.
I mean? That type of personality. He's not a guy that you can beat down. He's a guy that if you're going to get the best out of him and motivate him to do what you want him to do, you're going to have to make it fun for him to do so, because he totally shuts down if you start getting on him or making things too serious or anything like that. And that was the problem
Okay.
in Anaheim,
Yeah, but now
especially with the
he's
previous coach to this.
with some buddies now. You
Yeah.
okay? He's with some guys that he's been with before, Cam York and Jamie Drysdale. I mean, they're all guys that have been buddies and palled around together and blah 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 blah
Yeah,
blah. So
that will help for sure. No
he's
doubt
got
about that.
some. At least he's coming into a group of guys where he knows people already. He
Uh,
knows guys. I mean, it's one of his best friends is Jamie Drysdale. So I mean, come on.
yeah.
So
What I think Rick Talk is going to do with him is, how he likes to do his crazy little moves in the front, or he does the Michigan or whatever like that. The good thing about Rick Tocchet is he won't mind that.
because
He'll say
Mitchkoff is
he'll
trying to do the same thing.
yeah. He's when you're in the offensive zone, he tries not to limit you as much as possible.
Right.
As long as you don't do things that are going to put you so far out of position that you can't get back. As long as you can get back, you do whatever you got to do. I mean, stupid passes and all that, of course. I
Listen
mean, he
to
doesn't
this
want that.
man. Okay,
But
right.
not stupid passes, but he will let you create in the offensive zone. Rick
Yeah.
Tocchet is, and that
Yeah.
was something Tortorella is not known for, right?
No.
Tortorella
No.
is like very structured, blah blah blah.
But you know
But
what though, Perlo? Look,
Rick
here's the
Tocchet will let you do that, but he will only let you do that if you get down to your spot. So he's got to find a way to have Trevor Zegers have some fun, and it better be fun to get back to your spot.
Well, okay. In Tockett's presser, right? He talked
Yeah,
about being puck possessive, right?
yeah, oh yeah, yeah,
And now,
yeah.
look, you and I both know that his known system that he likes to install is more of the dump and chase type of thing.
Yeah,
And I was a little leery of that. And then he came out and said about the puck possession and all that other stuff. So what I'm thinking is what you're saying, marry that to what he said in the presser, is that this is what I'm gathering here, okay? Make sure that you have possession of the puck when you get into our zone. And make sure that the first pass you have is to one of our boys.
that's the possession he's talking about.
Right. Okay. And then after that, where you make and create and pass and do and bounce it off the boards or off the freaking goalie's
You can do
noggin.
that.
I don't care. Right. But
Yeah,
that first pass into the zone better be to one
yeah,
of your guys.
yeah. And you've got to know who you are too.
Yeah.
See, the dump and chase thing with Rick Tocchet is if you're Abel's, Cates, and Brink, you're probably best to dump and chase. Like
Because they have the
he's
speed to get there.
and they're not overly highly skilled to be doing dipsy doodles all there. That like he's okay with Michkov doing that because the guy's incredibly highly skilled. And if he
Right.
makes a mistake, okay, that's fine. Well,
Right.
that's cool. But
Right.
if you're Noah Cates and you're trying to do back between the leg passes and stuff, he's gonna be like, that's not who you are. What are you doing? Right. So that's where he gets you guys are probably going to be best dump and chase. I think that's where he gets that dump and chase stuff from.
Right.
But actually, if you're really skilled, he will he you want to possess the puck. Like he's gonna tell Michkov. I don't you I heard like you heard that thing that he said about not dumping and chasing. Why would you do that? You waste your time in the or energy.
Mitchkov
It's a
said
waste
that.
of energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michkov said that. I think Rick Tocchet's going to say, I'm not, that's not wrong if you have the skill to do it, but don't be telling the guys that don't to do it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
But
Like, yeah,
he has the skill.
I'll put the skill on your line and you guys puck possess and I'm giving it to you for sure.
Yeah.
No problems. I would
Yeah.
prefer to have the puck. It's all about possession. But is Abels, Cates, and Brink that? No, they're not that. So you dump and chase and get possession because that's what you're good at. That's what he's talking about.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you, and that's what
Yeah,
I believe as far as the possession is that you need to be able to get it if you're in the defensive zone and you're taking a face off down
right.
there. You need to be able to
Yeah,
have that puck, move it up, get it up to the
yeah,
first guy, and that first pass needs to be in our zone with the guy that
right.
that has an orange sweater, or the same color jersey as you, right? Okay,
Right. Yeah.
so
I wanted to mention though also he said I don't mind you doing that, but you don't have possession if you don't have possession, and there's three zones, so you listen to me. I'm not going to listen to you about your skill because your skill's amazing, but you're going to listen to me and make sure that while you're doing your skill stuff, you're
yeah,
able to get back to your spots in the defensive zone. Because
exactly,
I mean, I'm talking about possession all over the ice, not just the offensive zone. So
exactly.
we'll see how they take to that. But I think that's how he's going to go. I really like Rick Tocchet. I like that philosophy, and I think he's going to do well here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Um,
I think so
but
too.
I don't necessarily think this year it's going to be an adjustment period with all of these with
As
this way of doing things.
look, you as some of you folks may know, I do cover the Flyers. I do cover the Phantoms. I'm heavily heavily vested into the team as far as knowledge and as far as following prospects and things of that nature. But I'm gonna say this: um, removing the that and then looking at it from up above from like an analytics and the whole 9 yards. I still think Flyers are 2 years away. I
At
don't
least,
think at least 2 years away because
at
you
least,
need time for the Lachenko and the Bonks and the
Yeah.
Barkays and the Porter Martones and
Yeah.
the Nesbits, and you need time for them guys to come up.
Hmm.
And most of those guys, I think, are at least 1 to 2 years away at the
Some of them
very
might not
least.
even make it.
Some
I
of them
mean,
might not even make it, but they're at least 2 years away. So I don't think it's going to be a bad thing if Philadelphia gets a lottery pick again this coming season.
no, I don't think
Okay,
so.
but will they potentially can improve as far as points wise, but I don't necessarily see I see them fighting it out at the bottom down there with Pittsburgh and the other Pennsylvania team kind of sort of maybe. You know what I mean? So like I said, I don't think it's a bad thing for the team if they finish in a lottery pick season this year. I think it's going to
Uh,
be ultra frustrating for out there. The fans out there are going to be ultra frustrated because, especially by the end of the season, because you're already on borrowed time as far as the fans are concerned, right? The fans are chomping at the bit here for this team to be playing deep into late
Meaningful
spring.
hockey. I don't think they're going to get more points than last year. I think they're going to get less, but I
Okay.
think they're good. I think they're going to become a better team.
Yes.
And I said I love Tortorella, and I do. I really thought he would be able to. I really thought he'd be able to adapt to this concept of rebuilding and building structure in a team, and he did not.
Yeah, but let me
He
tell you
didn't.
something, right? We,
He
you and I
just
both
didn't.
know, right? You and I both know that Tortorella's shelf life is 3 years.
Yeah, because the effort and everything and the over and the commitment he expects is really hard on a family, and it's really hard on everything,
Like I
and it's
said,
really hard to even But
so there you
I just
go.
thought he would be able to. I thought in his older age he'd be able to loosen up and really just focus on building a structured young structure into a team. And he just couldn't get past of trying to win every single game. All of the things that Tortorella is amazing at, but this is not the team to be doing that with. And
Exactly.
I was actually disappointed. I really was disappointed with how Rick talked. He just couldn't get it in his head. Just
You mean
couldn't
Tortorella?
do it. Or Tortorella. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I just
yeah.
really was disappointed because I think so highly of him, and sometimes people just can only be what they are, and that's it, and that's just the way it was
Here's
for him.
another thing I'm gonna say about Philadelphia that I'm taking note of as well too, and that's what they're doing with their farm team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, with the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, and when you look at the good teams that are out there right now, like the the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightnings, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you look at their AHL teams, and they're you know getting to the finals, things like that. So I like what they're doing with the FAMs as far as John Snowden. They hired that coach, John Snowden, as the head coach. He was one of the assistant coaches under Ian LePerriere. Um, they needed a change down there. And here's the other thing that I really, really like about what they have come out and said that they're going to be doing, especially under Rick Tocchet and John Snowden. They're all going to be under the same system.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to run the same system.
All right.
Under Tortorella and Ian LePerriere, respectively, when you would watch a player come up to play as a call up, it would take them uh, a little while to figure out how things were going because they were playing a completely different system and style down at the Phantoms than what they were playing up at the Flyers, right? So you get a guy that comes up and then you got to figure it out for a little while and you don't get any practice time barely in the NHL. You know what I mean? So the, they don't show up real well because it takes them a game or two because they're still trying to figure things out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So now with them playing the same kind of system, in both of the in the AHL and with the Flyers, that's going to make that transition a much easier transition for those players.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just an observation. I mean, you look at like the LA Kings and you look at the Colorado Avalanche and you look at, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers and you look at how they built their teams. And you look down at their AHL teams and their AHL teams are doing good. And they got good players on them because they've drafted well. They've been able to build that team up, and that's what I think Philadelphia is trying to do. They're just like Perlo and I both said, it ain't going to be this year, and it probably ain't going to be next year neither.
No, no, it's not. There's a pretty. They really need more draft picks, honestly. That's that's what I kind of wanted to get into here with Philadelphia is what do they how do they start acquiring more draft picks for these next two drafts? And I think that's going to completely depend on uh, um, Rick Tocchet and what he thinks this team is. Um, if he thinks that this team has the bones as it is right now, and all they need is like a couple free agents or whatever, but I just don't see it. I'm not a Sealers playing way too high in the lineup. Like their defense would take a long time to um,
Develop.
adjust to the
Yep.
NHL,
Yep. Yep. Oh
to
no, no, I
develop.
agree. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
they defense is like prospect wise and everything is very weak on this team. So I mean, I think if you're going to build through the draft as far as defense is concerned, I think you're looking 4 years yet before this team is really relevant. And I just don't know if Philadelphia has time for that. So
You mean the
I have a
fan base?
yes, the fan base, yeah, the fan base, and you're an organization. You're supposed to make money, and if it's you got
Well,
sponsors and all that kind of stuff to take. But if they're going to go, it's weird because if they're going to go fast, it's going to go faster if they get worse now. And what I'm trying to spit out here is who do you trade to get picks on this team? I don't see anybody short of Travis Konechny. Nothing stands out that you can trade. Noah Cates should be part of your future. Brink is part of your future.
yeah,
Maybe not.
yeah.
Maybe, like you're kind of going one first round pick at a time here, unless you can acquire more.
Right. See, that's the
So
big problem right there, Perlo. They have not been able to hit on more than one player per draft,
yeah,
if ever. I mean,
that-
they've
yeah,
gone sporadically. You need to be able to get a second guy or a third guy that can make your team.
yeah. And defense is so hard. I mean, I did like that Bonk pickup, and they got a couple guys. Helge Grans, I always thought was a guy that's going to
Oh,
be
I
like.
like him too.
Yeah, I remember when we were on that draft. It was between him and why is he the guy they traded to Anaheim, Goche.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of between him and Goche, and I had heard rumors that Goche didn't want to stay in Philadelphia, and I was really and they ended up getting Grans back for Goche. I think it was. I think
Because
that's what
when
it
they
was.
traded for him, right? He ended up
Yeah,
coming
yeah, he was
back.
part
So,
of the.
and he played really, really well with the Phantoms, especially in the playoffs last year.
Yeah,
Helgi Grans
he's an
did.
interesting guy. He's not going
I
to give you
like
much
him.
offense, but he's very rangy.
Yes, he's
Um,
tall. He's
he's
big.
he's tall. He's very rangy.
Yeah.
He's your going to be your prototypical defensive defenseman.
If they hold on
And
to him, if they keep him, but if not, then
I think what I'm saying though is like that's really all they really got here as far as building defense. The, if they're going to build through the draft, they got a long way to go. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how they
uh
get
huh.
offense. So I have a feeling that what's going to happen is they're just going to take these next two drafts, try to get as many picks as possible, cross their fingers, and they're going to start adding in free agency after that. I just can't see another 4 years of sucking on this
So
team.
that was kind of like the thought was okay. So you said we're in a rebuild now. They officially said that what
2 years ago,
2 years ago?
I think so.
So here we are now, year three,
Yeah, yeah,
and we think. that y'all are at least 2 years away from any kind of
Oh,
anything.
for sure, for
At
sure.
least, at the
And
very
that's with
least.
adding free agents. Yeah,
And some better and some good draft picks in the next 2 years as well
got to
too.
hit.
Got to hit
Got
on
to
them,
hit.
right? And the ones that you've drafted in 2024 or 2025, both drafts need more than just one guy that hits, right? You need to see the Jet Lachenkos come. You need to see the
And you still, and we
Barkes.
haven't even got to your point about the goaltending, which is like, I don't think that they should try to get good goaltending. I really think they need to tank hard the next two drafts and find ways to get picks, or either that, or just try to hit on
Well,
those one picks and then start adding free agents after that. I don't think you should try to get a good
let's.
goaltender.
I mean, honestly, I think Porter Martone fell into the Flyers. I think Mitchkov fell into
That
the
was a nice
Flyers.
pick. That was a really nice pick.
I'm also going to say this too about Mitchkov. You realize, right, that when they drafted him, he was at the very least 3 years away just from the KHL. The fact that he's on his second year
Mm-hmm.
right now is beyond amazing. I mean, that you couldn't have gotten any luckier if pulled the one armed
I don't
bandit.
know if it had much to do with luck. I think they pulled some strings from Mitch there.
Okay,
I
but
don't know
they.
what they did, but that guy was going to Philadelphia, my friend. He told
Okay,
everybody. Yeah,
I'm
that
with
guy
you.
was going to Philadelphia. I don't know what they did. A little bit of, hey, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
have no idea. A little bit of, yeah, you might want to come here right now. Your family probably would like it a lot. If I don't know
Well,
what it is, man. I don't know.
let's just say this: that
But
Danny Briere definitely pulled out the all the guns and was able to get
yeah,
this young player here.
oh
Uh,
yeah, oh yeah.
almost
There's a lot of
almost
guns
two
going on.
years early.
Yeah,
Almost 2 years early. So
two years
kudos.
earlier than he was telling all the other teams.
Well,
So
no, he was originally signed to the KHL till
yeah,
26
yeah.
or 27. So he was originally signed for a 3-year contract. So it
But
didn't
he had an
matter.
out. He had an out in his contract though.
Well,
He told
That's what's
he
funny
told
because they worked that somehow they found a way to get that, or somehow he was able to get that because that's not how it was originally. His original
Oh, really?
contract was,
Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah,
All
his
right. I don't
original
know what he
contract
did,
was three
Ben, but
years.
I don't know what he did,
Who
but
cares, right? The
they
fact that they
got him.
got him on the team and he's in his second
Yeah.
year, all right.
There's no way he drops down that much unless Philadelphia did something. No way. So, but they got him. So,
Exactly. Now, can you get more than just Jet Luchenko to hit on your draft the next year? Do you know what I'm saying? You need to get some of these guys, and you're not going to see the Porter Martones. Porter Martone is at least April, at the very least.
oh yeah, I like they, and that was another one that fell down to him too. That was a really nice pickup. And then Lachenko, I still think he's a bottom six guy. Maybe he's a really good bottom six
The
guy.
thing about him is his speed, and he was another. I think he was another guy where they were trying to get a character guy, where because he has a lot of like leadership abilities and things like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And he's got stupid, incredible speed, but I just haven't
yeah.
seen him take the steps that I would
So I
need to
said bottom
see.
six, something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I would need to see a first round draft pick taken like that. In the top 25. I mean, I'm not seeing it. You know, so
If you know, if they were, it's unfortunate. It would be almost better if Philadelphia was in like the Atlantic or something, where they would just get crushed. But they're,
because they're going to be
yeah.
fighting. They're going to be fighting with Buffaloes
But with
and
Metro,
Pittsburghs
Metro, yeah,
and
it's
potentially
like
Boston's.
there's too many teams there that are not much better than them, if not at all. So
Well, I'm with you on that for sure.
yeah, that's what's going to keep them out of that top five spot probably. So hopefully they hit. But that right now, I think that as it stands, they're good. I don't. One of the things that is good is talk is not going to keep on driving these guys into the ground when they're 10 games out with 20 games left. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
yeah.
he's gonna start going, okay, guys, we let's just practice some stuff out there, have some fun, whatever. Like he's not gonna be trying to win every single game this year. I don't see that.
I hope
Build
not.
up, build up heart, build up, the character for, and maybe that's why they drafted all these character guys because
I
they really
guarantee you
need.
that's what they're doing.
So I really think that they're gonna put the onus on the players to bring the character and heart and play hard and all of those sort of things like that. And Rick Tockett's going to be really focusing on the game that they're putting in a system in play that when this team is good, they can win.
Yeah,
Like
no.
you got teams out there that don't have that, like Montreal Canadiens. Montreal Canadiens are way more skilled than Montreal, but they're never winning in the playoffs the way they play. Never. If St. Louis doesn't change their style, they might win a round or two, and that's out. Everybody will be scratching their head. What happened? So they haven't built that in there, and Rick Tocchet is that guy. He just cannot stand watching things not be the way they're supposed to. He
Okay.
can't stand it. He can't stand it.
I mean,
He's
we're
not
gonna
just going to
see.
say go out there and float around there. Everything's got to have a purpose. If we're going to lose, we're going to have to learn. See, this is the thing that'll happen with Rick Tocchet. If we're down 4-1, we still play the system. The
Yeah.
difference between him and Tortorella, if they're down 4-1, he has enough. He goes, all right, try to score, go all offensive, try to win 5-4. That's not Rick Tocchet for these guys. If you're down 4-1, you're still playing the system. I don't care if you lose 7-1, but you're playing the system.
Yeah.
If you win 5-4 and you don't play the system, I'll be more pissed off.
That
See what I'm
sounds
saying?
exactly. But see,
Yeah,
that sounds exactly like talking, and I think that's kind of what Philadelphia needs.
yeah, absolutely.
You
I
know,
do think
I think what Tortorella started in Philadelphia, he started that like standard of excellence that you need to be proudful of the sweater you're wearing and
play for each other. Play
play
for
for
each
each
other.
other.
Tortorella's awesome at that. Yeah,
Right. So I think he instilled that
yeah.
bones, that structure there, and then I think what Tockett's going to do is just compound that with the character, with the leadership, with the way he's going to let these guys develop.
With
I'm
a winning system that's
yeah,
going to win down the road. Maybe not today, but down the road, it's going to win.
right, right.
That's what I think is going to
There you
happen.
go. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All right.
So, let's do a quick prediction here now
Mm-hmm.
for Philadelphia. Right? As where do we think where do you think we're going to see Philadelphia finish this year in the Metro?
In the Metro, you go first because I'm going to have to look this up. I didn't take a look. You go ahead. Where do you think they're going to finish in the Metro?
I think we're gonna be able to put the Flyers right down there. Like I said, I think they're gonna be fighting with the Buffaloes and the Penguins for the. Those are my bottom three. You can pick whatever order you want. I don't care. That's gonna be the bottom three: the Penguins and the Flyers and Buffalo. I
Yeah,
would put I would say seventh.
I would say somewhere. I think Buffalo is going to be a little better than you're saying. I think the Islanders are going to have a brutal year. So I'm going to say they're down Philadelphia Islanders, and then yeah, I think you agree with me that Pittsburgh's going to be the worst in the Metro.
Yeah.
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 So I would say Penguins, Islanders, Flyers, somewhere around there,
Okay.
and Buffalo, something like that.
Okay. Got
And I
you.
think Philadelphia is gonna kind of flirt a little bit with a playoff spot, and then down the like as it goes down the second half, it's just gonna like fall apart.
Disappear, right?
Yeah,
Because other teams are going to get better, I think. Because I think Boston, although they might start low, they have potential, but yeah, it's going to be tough seeing a lot of teams coming out of the Metro this year. Do you know what I mean? Other than the big guns, but I agree, and I think the Islanders are a spit better. But okay, that's just me. You know what I
You
mean?
think they're about, yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
I
mean,
said just a spit. Like
on
we both
paper,
agree
on,
that Philadelphia is
on
seventh.
paper, on paper, probably, but
Right.
yeah, yeah, maybe. I
Right.
mean,
So we both agree they're either going to be sixth or seventh.
somewhere around there. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I agree with you. I think the Islanders will probably be higher. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But
I mean,
unfortunately, I think they're going to be too far ahead of other teams in other divisions to put them in like the spot where you would really want them in that top five, bottom five. May
you mean
the
for the lottery?
for the lottery, yeah, yeah.
So I think if they finish seventh
Mm-hmm.
in the Metro, that might because I think you're going to see some of the teams that picked in the first couple of rounds. I think you're going to see them improve as well. You're gonna. I think you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see them fighting it out. Like I think it's gonna be a good fight for that couple first round picks as far as the Sharks are concerned. As far as maybe
I
you
think
know.
Boston finishes below them. Pittsburgh, Chicago, San Jose. Well, maybe
Okay.
they can be in there.
That's what I mean. I think they might be in that bottom 5 or 6 teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just
See,
points
it's
wise.
you could be right because if I'm right about what Chalkett's doing, they're not going to have any. They're not going to have many comeback wins.
No.
So
They're
yeah,
you're if you're chasing the game, if the Flyers are chasing the game, that's going to be a loss.
yeah. So you're right. You maybe they are bottom five. That would be great for them. That would be. I hate to say it, but it's true. It'd be just great for them. In these
Right.
two drafts,
Like I
bottom
said.
five,
Yeah.
get killer players. Maybe win the lottery. Now we're talking. We now we're talking. Now we're talking. If you win the next two, you get that Dupont guy next year. Woo,
So
baby.
there's already now
Like the year after this year, the next year. Oh my
we
god.
got we got Tynan Lawrence, we got Gavin McKinnon, we got Pelosi, we got
You got that is it Swede Stel? He
right.
sounds like he's gonna be one hell of
There's
a
a
player.
lot of guys out there that are going to be drafted in this next draft that are going to be really top-notch players. And this draft is going to be deeper than the last draft as far
Yeah.
as talent spread out across all the rounds. Okay, so
All
like
right,
I
man. I
said,
think we
yeah,
got
yeah,
it.
I think we got a good one, man. What do you think?
I think we got it figured out.
Yeah, I think we got it figured out. So, thank you all very much for hopping on, man. This has been Puck in Deep with a
Yeah.
season preview of the Philadelphia Flyers with the great and awesome Pearlo Wisdom. Why don't you tell the folks where we can find you, sir, where we can get all your great stuff?
Yeah, Perlo's NHL POW on Twitter. You'll find all my stuff there. The show you're watching right now, I'll be doing shows starting on. Well, we'll be doing more of this preview stuff, either by myself or with Ron, and so you'll get those. And you can also, of course, watch me. Don't just watch me. The Ice Guys. I'm on Monday and Wednesdays on the Ice Guys. It was
There you
voted the
go.
best sports pass podcast in North America last year, so they know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
And they call themselves the most in depth NHL betting show that you on YouTube. And since they're the best, since they're voted, and I can't say they're best, they were voted the best sports podcast, probably the best NHL podcast. And we all like if you like in depth analysis, you'll like that, and you'll like this puck in deep.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it's for. If you
There you go.
like in depth analysis on every aspect of every team all the time, you can come on and ask your questions about your team, whatever you
Please
want to
do.
do, or you can tell me your answers. You can tell me I'm full of it, or you
That's
disagree, or
right.
whatever the case may
Because we
be.
all know.
There's another thing about puck in deep. I call it the no offense zone. I don't take offense. And if you're offended by whatever it is, just move on, please, because we're
That's
not
right.
there's no crying on puck and deep. You cannot like me, and that's cool. You're welcome, my friend.
That's
So
right.
if you don't,
I
if you
feel the
yeah
same way, man. You're
yeah
welcome to not like us. You're
you're
welcome to move on. You're welcome, but we would
yeah.
really appreciate if you would like us, and we would really
What?
appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button. That would be
Yeah, hit the
really
subscribe
cool.
and all of that stuff like that. Some of the people I watch on YouTube, I don't like what they have to say because it's my team, and I don't like that they say things bad about my team. But the truth is, they're very good at what they do.
Oh, hey,
So,
check
and
us
we're
out,
very
right?
good at what we do here. So, check you out when
Check
you
us
check
out,
us
right?
out.
Ice guys are bitching. That's how I heard about Perlo. We got Mikey. Gloves still on. Yeah, man. Cool. Cool. Thank you guys for watching, man. We're going to try to do this more as we get things figured out. I just started getting some graphics. We just got graphics for the show here now. So we're going to start to try to do this more, man. We really appreciate you guys hopping on and tuning in. There's also going to be a separate channel that we're going to have. It's going to be Puck in Deep on YouTube. And then also be looking for the website coming out here real soon. It's rnjmediasports.com. rnjmediasports.com. There'll be a separate page for the Puck in Deep show that'll have all the previews of the shows that we've done. It'll have all the great stories that we're talking about and all kinds of great information on that. So be staying tuned for that. Thank you guys very much for checking us out, man. We will catch you all on the next Puck in Deep.
Yeah, buddy.